For many, Pokemon Sun and Moon could be their first games in the franchise many have loved for the past 20 years. Through my time in the Alola region, I've picked up some tips and tricks that I need to share to help everyone out. In the last episode of Tips and Tricks, I talked about EV training, but you can't even begin that without the right Pokemon with the right IVs in nature, and that is where breeding comes in. In order to get the best of the best, you will need some preparation. This could be one of the most hated things in all Pokemon games, but with the right resources and some patience and time, it can be made easy as catching a Pokemon. There are two extremely important items you need before you even begin breeding: an Everstone and a Destiny Knot. The Everstone is thankfully easy to get. Boldore hold them 50% of the time, and Alima gives you one after you battle him after you defeat Hala. The Destiny Knot, on the other hand, is harder to get, to say the least. You can only get it from the Battle Royale Dome for 48 battle points. It will be hard to get these points without having battle-ready Pokemon, so it can be a bit of a grind. But once you get these two items, you are on the path of getting the Pokemon you need to conquer the battle tree as well as your online battles. Now, these next things are optional, but I find that they help immensely and make breeding much easier for you. First, gather yourself a nice collection of Synchronized Abras. These will help you search out the right nature for the Pokemon you want. Try to get one of every nature, or at least the good natures. It will help in the long run, and even with legendary Pokemon and UBs to get the right natures for them too. Next will be a collection of 4 IV Dedos, or possibly more if you're lucky. These are a bit of a pain to get and can take time, but you can do it in an hour or so. All you have to do is have a Ditto call for help about 30 times, and the Dittos that are showing up during this time are guaranteed to have 4 perfect IVs, but that's only after 31. Once you have all this covered, it's time to get to the breeding. I'm sure you know how all the basics of this work, so I'm going to skip the birds and the bees part of this and go right into the eugenics of Pokemon breeding. First thing first, give your 4 IV Ditto the Destiny Knot. This will allow it to pass down up to 5 of its IVs. Second, give the Pokemon you want to breed the Everstone. Make sure it has the right nature first. This will allow it to pass on said nature to the offspring. Now just run around until the eggs hatch, and when they do, check the IVs. Replace the Pokemon in the daycare with the offspring with the highest IVs. This will up your odds of getting perfect IVs across the board. Just repeat this until you get the outcome you want. I just have some final tips to speed up the egg hatching process. Have a Pokemon with Flame Body. This will cut the hatch time in half. Next, I find this area near the Battle Royale Avenue the best place to hatch eggs. It's no Lumiose City, but you can easily run in circles while paying attention to other things. Last, if you are bulk breeding, the Isle of You and the Pokepelago can hatch eggs for you. Just pop them in here and let the hot springs do their thing. It takes about 24 hours to hatch the eggs, but it can be sped up, of course, with beams. But that really is all there is to breeding. It's quite simple. There's, of course, the egg moves, but that's something very easy to figure out. Just follow these tips and you'll be breeding competitively viable Pokemon in maybe about an hour's worth of work. Breed wisely so your time isn't wasted, though. We've been building up to one final subject, and we will be discussing it in the next video: how to conquer the battle tree. These are just some tips and tricks I've picked up while playing Pokemon Sun and Moon. I hope by me sharing these bits of knowledge it will help others find their way through Alola. This will be a mini-series running through the month of December. There are only 2 more episodes left to it, actually. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, leave a like and share this video around. It helps to grow the channel, and I really appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter to know when all my videos go live, and to know when that special Delibird event is going to happen. It is going to be within the next week. It's not a live stream, of course, but it will be recorded. The link to my Twitter is always in the description below, and also on the front page of my channel. And as always, this has been Black Phoenix. Thanks for watching, everyone.